So my daughter bought me a book called Your Mother's Story. Why is my nose itching? But anyways, it has questions for me, for my kids, for her. I'm going to write in this for her, and then I'm going to do the videos for all of them. I have 4 kids. It is Anthony, Xavier, Alyssa, and Jordan. I said them in order of birth, not, who's most important, because they're all the most important. Anyways, I don't know why I have to say that, but I did because I'm weird a little bit. So, remember that too. It's memories. I need to work. All right. So the third question in the book is, did you have brothers or sisters, and did you want any? How did that change through time? So I'm going to read what I wrote, give a little input in between. Sean and Shad Dodd are my brothers, and I loved them with everything in me as a kid. I was like a little mommy. When they were born, I was about 5 and 6, and they were 18 months apart in age. My mom praised me, as did others, for changing diapers and taking care of them as if they were my own. I was just a little mommy, a little big girl. And I got annoyed babysitting them when they were about 8-ish. So my mom used to go out Thursday night, Friday night, sometimes Wednesday night, sometimes Saturday night. And I was the babysitter, so I think I started becoming a bad big sister. If they tried to sneak out the house, they would run out the house. I'd grab them by the back of their hair and yank them in the house. I feel really bad for some of the things, that I was a mean big sister. It wasn't their fault that I was stuck babysitting them. And when I say stuck, there were things that I wanted to do, experience with my friends, because I would be asked if I could do this or that, and I couldn't do that because I had to babysit because my mom came first. Not trying to bash her, after she's gone, but it might happen in these stories. Sadly, I moved out of the house when I was 17, and I had to leave my brothers behind, and my life was dysfunctional with my mom. And I always wanted to I dreamed about becoming 18 and taking my brothers with me and then raising them like I was their mother. And I couldn't. I had to leave. And, the time when I was away from them, I got pregnant at 17. So when I left my house, I was already pregnant. And then I was gone for a little while. And then I came back home. And, I don't know. I feel like there was a disconnect. I never even thought about how they could have dealt with the absence of their sister suddenly. And I was close in their life. So I don't know. That bothers me now because I didn't think about their feelings. I just knew I missed them, but I didn't think about them missing me. And I feel really horrible. I really do. And then, as much as I was gone, eventually, I moved out again when I had my baby. And then it was such a huge gap in time. And I don't know, when I came back, my brothers had changed so much. My mom changed so much. She was cussing at my brothers, when she got me once, she was cussing at them. She was more stressed. My brothers were now getting in trouble with juvenile delinquency and law stuff, and everything had changed, and it was just negative from then out. But I loved my brothers so much, and I took care of them, and I dressed them. One time I dressed my brother like a little girl and told the neighborhood kids that he was my sister. So, did you want any? Yes, I always wanted a sister. And now that I watched Orphan Black, I want a bunch of sistras. That's how they said sister. And that was a movie with they were clones. So that was a fun show. It was a show. But it made me really remember how much I wanted it. Sister. My mom was the closest thing to a sister because she was slightly more, I don't know, we would steal each other's clothes and be annoyed with each other, I guess. I don't really know. She liked to think that we were more like sisters. But anyways, I just feel bad that I lost connection with my brothers. And when I finally came back, I just felt like they were so different, and I didn't know them anymore. And, they just grew into men, and I don't know what happened. I do have a new brother. His name is Christopher, and I didn't know him all my life. I found my father, and then I found him. Actually, I found him before my father, and he helped me to get connection with him. Thank goodness, because he could have just said, no, I don't want this in my life. But he has 2 kids and a wife, and they seem happy, and he's a drummer, and they look like they have a very nice life. He's in a band. Um, um, I don't know. He was just an easy, cool, laid back kind of guy. And I met him one time, and we went to Texas to go see them, me and Chad. And that was nice. He was very welcoming. His kids were great. It felt right. And I wished I had been raised around him, because it was just so cool. And I was not cool. And he's in a punk rock band, and what is it called? American Shitstorm. And then there's another one, I don't remember the name. I see the symbol in my head of their bands, but he's in 2 bands and he still plays. And he's younger than me, but he's still close to the age of my other brothers. So, I don't know. I wish I would have had my family complete, not just my mom and my brothers, but my mom, my brothers, my dad, and my other brother. That would have been nice. It would have made me complete, because I feel like there's parts in my brother's side, the new brother, that I didn't know. I feel like that was in me too, but I like, some things were in me that didn't get expressed, because, like music. I always loved music. And yeah, that didn't get expressed in me the same way. So, but he had a different mom too, so it would have been different anyways. I would have been around cool people. I would have been like, maybe I would have hated him because he was a cool guy and I was a dorky nerd and people didn't like me. So I don't know. Yeah, people didn't like me. I don't know. I thought they were just mean, because I never did anything to make anybody not like me. So anyways, that'll be another story in this book, possibly. If not, I will add more stories after I'm done with all these questions. But yeah, my brother has a daughter. My brother Shad has a daughter and a granddaughter, and he lives where my mom used to live. And I believe his daughter does too now, with her daughter. And my brother Sean, he's not in the best situation in his life. It's heartbreaking, literally heartbreaking, because he's been in jail a lot and homeless, and it just really hurts. Really? I'm gonna do this? I'm gonna swallow that frog in my throat, because shit was getting real, and I don't want it to. But anyways, when you love your brothers, it never goes away, even if you lose contact. And I really wish my kids would come together more, because my kids don't they're not as close as they were as kids. And I really tried my best to raise my kids really close to each other, so that they would always have each other during hard times. Even if it's just to hate me and each other, they all know what each other went through, and they can all be there for each other. But it's not working out that way, and I don't want them to have the same disconnect and sadness that I have, because they lost touch with their brothers. And they should do this ASAP, or their sister, they should do this ASAP, because it only gets more distant and more hard, because then they become true stranger adults that you just don't know. And you can still become friends with them, but sometimes people change so hard that it just doesn't fit into your life anymore. But I don't want that for my kids. But anyways, siblings, make them your best friends. I should have. We could have all influenced each other for positivity, to help our life, to improve it. Anyways, I'm gonna go. These questions are tough. My daughter wonders why I won't just write in this book. It's hard. I push a lot of feelings away. So this may end up being like therapy, and I'm hoping I don't keep breaking down. There is a little quote at the bottom of this page. It says, brothers and sisters are as close as hands and feet. I wish. I really, really wish. I didn't know there were quotes at the bottom of these. So the first question was, what was the name of your mother and father and where were they born? This one has a quote too. I'm going to read it. We never know the love of a parent till we become parents ourselves. This is absolutely for real. Only one of my sons has a kid, and I think he gets it. But the other kids, I don't know if they get that yet. And I wish them to have a kid one day. Anyways, I'm done with that. And to my kids, I love you to infinity and beyond. Like, I just love you. I'm sorry for tears. Bye, guys.